Love is Blind thoughts recap while I'm on my lunch break, but I ran into traffic on the way here, so I'm kind of low on time. But anyway, so Love is Blind recap. We'll just get it right into it. Clay and AD, right? So AD, I think she is extremely insecure. I was getting my hair done when I was watching the first couple episodes, and I was like, why does she act like that? And I think she's like really, really insecure, and she does not know who she is. Like, and I feel bad for her because she does not need to be on that show. She needs to be in therapy, just like Clay. Now, Clay, I'm not gonna be anti Clay like everybody else is, because and someone said this on Twitter, Clay with a little bit of therapy could be a great guy. But I think both of them need therapy. Like, and not to say you can't be in a relationship and unless you're in therapy or unless you have therapy, but they don't even know each other like that to be trying to force something when they literally need to heal. So that's my feelings on Clay and AD. I don't see anything wrong with him sharing his concern about possibly cheating on her because that's real. Like, I don't know. I feel like you have to have come from a similar situation to understand, like, being scared of repeating a cycle. Like, you want to break a cycle, but naturally, sometimes you repeat it. So I don't think he's like preparing her for him to cheat on her or anything like that by saying he's scared that, he'll disappoint her. I didn't see anything wrong with that, and I don't think Clay is a villain. At first, I was like, I don't know about Clay, but he's growing on me. But him and AD do not need to be together. They're like fire and, I mean, not fire, oil and water. They don't mix. She's deeply insecure, and he's not really that. Like, his behavior is not gonna affirm her in the way that it needs to. Um. Anyway, next couple. The one who's the real villain of the season, Kenneth and Brittany. Kenneth, that man is a villain. He is extremely problematic. Like, how are you? I feel like he's one of those people that came on the show to be famous because love was blind for him up until he got back to his phone. And a lot of people saying, oh, it was the conversation with AD that threw him off. No, I don't believe that. Like, I think as soon as he got back, he checked out of the whole experiment. He was like, okay, did what I had to do. I'm done. And to be honest, if I was Brittany, the things I would have said about that man, they would have had to just bleep my whole scene because I would have went in on him. Maybe not to his face because one thing about it, I would never let him see me sweat. I would have as soon as he said I don't feel like we should do this anymore, cut. I'm done. Like, I would have walked away. But when I get into the room with my homegirls, we about to go in on this man because he is crazy. And the way he like gaslit her, she was like, all she said was, I want you to show me more affection. He's like, it's over. I'm done. Like, he did not go on there to find love, period. I don't think it had anything to do with her being white. I don't think it had anything to do with the conversation with AD. He didn't care nothing about that. He didn't care about finding love. So, yeah. Brittany, only thing I didn't really like about her is she kept saying he identifies as black. You don't have to identify as black. He's black, baby. You look at him, you see a black man. I could see if he was like white passing. That man black. Ain't no I identify as black. Anyway, next couple. Johnny and Amy. The only ones that I think are gonna actually make it to the altar. Only problem they have is the birth control thing, which I don't think is a huge issue. Like, I think I can get past it. People are saying, oh, Johnny refuses to get a vasectomy. He never refused to get a vasectomy, but let's not act like getting a vasectomy is a little more work than her getting a birth control pill. It's just a little more effort, but he said he was open to it. So I'm like, they'll get past it. I don't blame her for not wanting to get on birth control for him because um, they don't even know each other like that. Like, I've never been on birth control either because I'm not opposed to it, but it's like, I'm not about to get on birth control for a man I met 2 weeks ago. Like, that's crazy. So I think they'll get past all that though, and they'll get married, and love will be blind, and they'll have kids one day, and all that. So they seem really into each other. Who's next? Jimmy, Chelsea. Let's just talk about the love rectangle. Jimmy, Chelsea, Jessica, Trevor. Throw the whole group away. First of all, we found out after the fact that Trevor had a girlfriend like right before the show, and she's the one that let him go on the show. I'm like, I thought Trevor was the good guy. Also, I've heard nobody talk about this, but Trevor had a recent hair transplant. Do y'all see his hairline? It's like all red. I'm like, okay. And also, quick sidebar, that's another thing. All the girls on the show, besides it looks like AD, have had like they got their faces pumped before they went on that show. And I'm like, I thought it was Love is Blind. Y'all done got lip fillers, everything freshly done before y'all got on this show. But everybody's like reasonably attractive, so whatever. But Chelsea, a lot of people have said this, and I think it's the most true take. She wanted Jimmy because she liked the feeling of being picked over Jessica. Like, he chose me over her, so I'm gonna go with him. But she don't like that man like that, and he don't like her. You can tell when they first saw each other, he was like, like, he wasn't feeling it. He tried to make himself feel it. And then you also notice how when the other couples, like, pretty much as soon as they saw each other, the guy dropped on one knee. It took forever for him to drop on one knee. He was like, he was contemplating. And they don't need to be together. She's deeply insecure. She's another one that needs therapy ASAP. She needs it soon. Also, she kind of does look like Megan Fox, like in the eyes. It's in the eyes. I saw it from the beginning, but she should have never said that. All right. People tell me I look like people all the time. All types of different black girls. Oh, my bad. I meant to say Jimmy if I didn't say Jimmy. But people tell me I look like all types of people. And you think I go around repeating that mess? People are liars. Don't listen to them. When they say you look like somebody, do not listen to them. So, anyways, um, Jimmy, he's not as bad. He's not as bad as people thought he was in the beginning. Well, here's the thing about Jimmy. He really liked Jessica, but he did not want to be a stepdaddy. And he should have just told her that instead of stringing her along for weeks. I could tell when she told him. Oh, I didn't even see the comment above. My bad, girl. It didn't even show me the other comment. But type the other comment again because I didn't see it, and it's not showing it to me. But so what was I saying? Oh, Jimmy did not want to be a stepdaddy, and he knew that from the beginning. When she told him she had a kid, I could see it right then. And he was not feeling that, and he should have just nipped it in the bud right there instead of stringing her along. But Jessica, another one, deeply insecure. I think that's like you kind of have to be deeply insecure to come on the show in the first place. But she wants that man's validation so bad. He was. His face at first, he was like, that man was disgusted. Yeah. But he should, Love is Blind. He shouldn't have been thinking what she looked like anyways. But people say he picked her because of the Megan Fox thing. No, he picked her because he did not want the girl with the kid. He started acting funny as soon as she said she had a kid. As soon as she said that. And it's like, whatever. But he should have said that in the beginning because she could have been working on making other connections with other people instead of him leading her on for, the rest of the show. But I don't understand why Jessica wants this man so bad. Like, at this point, I feel like she's seen him, or maybe she hasn't. I think she said no, she did. She said she's seen him when he tried to add her on Facebook. So if you've seen him, he ain't all that. Like, and Jessica is so pretty, but she's a bird for real. Like, I don't get it. Yeah, they whole situation, just throw the whole group away. All of them need to be single. Jimmy may be redeemable. He just need to be with somebody he's attracted to. Love is not blind for him, period. That's fine. Love ain't blind for me either. I couldn't be on the show because I don't even know what you look like. So it is what it is. That's not a crime. Anyway, on to the next problematic couple. The second most problematic man, Jeremy, or however you say his name, because that don't spell Jeremy. Jeremy A. and Laura. Laura reminds me of a Kardashian. Something about the way she does her lips reminds me of a Kardashian. But anyway, and she's from North Carolina. So I'm like, how in the world? But anyway, so they never. I don't think they ever liked each other like that. It was just kind of convenient for them. But I don't think he likes Sarah Ann like that either. The thing is, I don't think none of these people like each other like that, because how do you fall in love in 3 days? Like 4 days? How do y'all fall in love with somebody that quick? You don't even know them. You haven't even, at least Jeremy, he asked for their political views and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all need to start there with the tough questions. Who cares what kind of music you listen to? And like all of that stuff is small stuff. Like you need to start with the important stuff. But anyways, him and Sarah Ann, or Sarah Ann, is that her name? They need to just be together. If I was Laura, I'd be like, we're done. I feel like at the end of the last episode, she should have just been like, we're done. I don't understand why they're even still playing this game, because that was highly disrespectful for him to go over there and stay anywhere to 5 a.m. I don't care if he was in the club parking lot. Why are you there talking to Sarah Ann till 5 a.m.? But then the fact that he was actually at her house, what are you doing? So he's a villain. He's the next villain along with Kenneth. They're birds of a feather, honestly. Um, was that it? Did I hit everybody? I did that in record timing. But yeah, pretty much my conclusion is love is not blind. It simply isn't. And these people are delusional. So go in there and fall in love with somebody in a couple days. And you know what it is? I think it's the isolation from their phones. Like when you don't have your phone around, you lose it a little bit. And they've lost it. But AD, beautiful girl. She should be a model, an actress, something else. She should not be in a relationship with Clay. Clay needs therapy, but Clay will make a good husband to somebody one day. I don't think he needs to marry AD. I feel like if him and AD follow through and they get married, the marriage could last, but it's going to be very difficult. And I'm not one of them people that's like, marriage is going to be hard. It shouldn't be that dang hard. And I think it's going to be really hard if they get married. So that's that. Um, Jimmy and Chelsea definitely shouldn't get married. Johnny and Amy, the only couple I have hope for. Their problem is as simple as whether she's gonna get on birth control or he's gonna get a vasectomy. And also with that, people are saying, "Oh, um, why doesn't Johnny just use a condom?" I don't know if y'all went to the same sex ed I went to, but condoms are not 100% effective, and that man really do not want a kid. So I can't blame him for being like, it's got to be something else. But I mean, birth control ain't 100% effective either. So either way, he's taking a risk. And that's why if you don't want to have kids, don't have sex. Period. That's the lesson we learned from their relationship. If you do not want to have kids, do not have sex. Because even if she get on birth control, she could still wind up pregnant. I think a vasectomy is probably, considering his concerns, a vasectomy is probably going to be their best route. Yeah. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting somebody? I think that's it. I was looking through the cast, and there were so many more black people that never made it out the pods, and I'm like, I kind of want to see a separate show, like how RuPaul's Drag Race has Untucked and all these other shows and the Pit Stop and stuff. I want to see a separate show about the people that don't make it out the pods. I want to see how they went through every person and they did not connect with not one of them, because that is more likely to be my experience if I ever went on the show. I know I wouldn't make it out the pods. That's why I would never go on the show, because there's just no way I would fall in love with somebody. That's like, no. If I wanted to do that, I would just give me a prison pen pal. Because why am I falling in love with somebody I can't see, I can't touch until he has to make the decision to propose to me? Like that's just backwards to me. But so yeah, anyways, that was quick. I love that little powwow. Hope y'all have an amazing day. I want some huge pants right now. I was hoping all my pants I've been buying, they get too small within like a month. So I bought this big pair of pants like last month because I'm like, I'll wear winter on. These pants are huge. They're like falling off of me. And one thing about it, I used to have a roommate with a boyfriend that used to wear like some big old pants, and I used to always pick on his pants. And I've become him with these big old breeches that I have on. So pray for me that I grow into these pants. I just probably need to buy some more though. Anyway, have a good day. Bye, y'all.